Getting it in. Mendy again trying to turn away from Alexis Sanchez. Sanchez ending up on the deck. Play goes on. Here's Barnes for Leicester. Murray Gray cropping up on the left flank now. De Gea threw himself at it. The ball didn't get there thanks to some brave and selfless defending. Eric Bailly certainly having the wind taken out of his sails.
Yeah, because he hits this hard, Demarai Gray. Look, step over and he moves inside. It's good work there from Eric Bailly, but he's thumped that all right.
Back in the side today preferred to Phil Jones. He sent off on his last Premier League appearance, which was the win against Bournemouth back in the early days of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's reign.
When he's at his best, he can make the job look very easy, Eric Bailly. He's one of those players, I think, that when he's comfortable, and perhaps it's the partner, it's the guy he's playing alongside that can help him, but he can be very effective. And then he has those days where he appears to be going to sleep, he's dreamy, he's ball watching, and he's kind of doesn't look like he's anywhere near at the levels that you need to be. So he's just got to find a little bit more consistency in his game. to warrant a regular play. Certainly Lindelof has done that. You know, he struggled when he first came in, but now his performances have gradually got better.
Here's Johnny Evans, who played nearly 200 games for United. Switch of play from Mendy. Gray's very quick and quick enough to make something of a slightly misdirected ball. And ultimately, after his first touch, it just rolled the wrong side of the line. Goal kick.
Well, here's another run of the goal. What a good finish it was. But it's just a bad decision there from Ricardo. That ball from Pogba is just a delight. It's just absolutely spot on. It really is. And Rashford this time, after missing that easy header, concentrates, focuses on that ball. First touch is perfect. Absolutely spot on. And he wraps that one into the corner with his right foot. Great finish. But the pass, again, beautiful.
That his 9th Premier League goal of the season, which is his best return in a single campaign for Manchester United. Certainly thriving, the fact that he is now playing in this central role, the one that he wants to play week in, week out. Also making the most of his longest ever run of starts in the United side. Solskjaer showing great faith in him. Pogba. Young in space on the United right-hand side. Leicester defending very narrow. Chilwell, the full-back, in a very central position to head that one away. Back in again for Lingard. Easy for Schmeichel in the end.
Yeah, just let that get away from him there. Jesse Lingard a little bit too much, and in the end, indeed, he good work from him. He just smothers the shot. We've gradually seen Leicester figure a bit more, haven't we? Gradually. Perhaps haven't got up to the threat yet that they showed midweek against Liverpool after going behind, but certainly appeared to have weathered the initial storm. And just that little raid there from United, just another reminder of how careful they have to be.
Such a worry for Claude Puel, though, the fact that in so many games, nearly 70% of the games that Leicester have played this season, they have gone 1-0 down. Just giving themselves so much to do on so many occasions, and okay, they've come back in nearly half of those matches to pick up a positive result.
Yeah, and that's such a contrast, Jim, to what went on in their title-winning season when they got off to such flying starts all the time.
Yellow card for Vardy.
He works tirelessly, Jamie Vardy, but yeah, you go sliding in with your studs up and you don't get the ball, I'm afraid you know what's coming. He's got to be a little bit careful.
It has already been sent off by Mike Dean here this season. Sanchez. Herrera. Young. Herrera getting away from Maddison, but the ball got away from him. Lingard using the full width of the pitch. He wins the throw from Chilwell. Turn around the corner very intelligently by Lingard. A deft touch for Rashford. Chilwell. Very intelligent touch from Vardy. Maddison, knowing that Barnes was in space on the Leicester right, unable to find him. Here's Shaw. Telling pressure from Leicester. Lindelof getting it clear, but it's only a temporary respite. Matic then did well. And Ndidi, Pogba. A first-time ball of immense quality. And Lingard quicker than Maguire. The Leicester defender had enough at the start, but again, instinctive vision from Paul Pogba, knowing what was ahead of him.
Yeah, well seen actually by Harry Maguire. Got across and got into that gully very well.
Young. Now Vardy. Offside anyway. Play allowed to continue.
Lucky, but that's clever play actually from Leicester there. Ndidi and Mendy linking up, releasing Maddison, who very, very nearly finds Jamie Vardy. That's better, that. They need more of that.
Ball from Shaw. Game just going through a little bit of a scrappy period at the moment, with chances very isolated. United have been more conservative in their approach since taking the lead. Just the one attempt on target so far for Leicester. Foul by Matic on Mendy. Free kick taken quickly. Pereira. Now Maguire. Chilwell. This time he has time to pick his spot, try and pick somebody out. It's a disappointing delivery. And Young able to block it for a corner.
Yeah. Decent ball that from Harry Maguire out to Ben Chilwell. He did have a lot of time there. He's got to make sure he gets that in the box. In the end, Ashley Young gets close enough to deny him, but he shouldn't have. And that was a chance there. Plenty of time, take a touch. Just needs to deliver that ball a bit quicker.
Swung in from Maddison. It was Maguire's header. What did it hit? Well, the referee saw a push, so it was academic. It's a free kick to United rather than anything else.
He's a threat. If the delivery's right, there's no question Harry Maguire is useful there. And I don't see where he really impedes Nemanja Matic unless there's something else, unless it's maybe just an arm in his back a little bit, but he's always favourite to win that. He's always going to be well above the United man.
Now the dynamism supplied by Ndidi, and Leicester have their fourth corner.
They've gone a bit casual, United. They've gone a little bit sloppy. Game's a little bit too easy for them that first 15-20 minutes. Created chances, got themselves in front. Since then, they've just, I think, been a bit careless and a bit slack with some of their build-up play, and it's allowing Leicester to just get on top of the game and get back in it.
Maguire forward again. This time it was Evans. He might feel that he should have done better against his former club.
Looks like a great chance, because it looks like he just gets away from... Yeah. Eric Bailly's lost him. I mean, Eric Bailly really has let Jonny Evans get across the front of him. Look on the left side of the screen now. In the end, maybe just does enough to disturb him. He's hardly jumping for the ball, the United man. And that goes down as a half a chance, that. He whips a good ball in, Maddison, Jim, doesn't he? You know, he's got a dangerous delivery, he has, and he's... You can understand why Leicester need to take care and take their time with those set plays, because they're important to them.
Particularly when you have people attacking them of the quality of Maguire. United on the front foot here. It's Lingard, who, of course, was the product of United's academy, but actually made his league debut for Leicester in a loan spell a few years back. Now Matic. Bailly. One of the criticisms that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer levelled of his team after the performance against Burnley was that they didn't play at a sufficient tempo. Here's Young.
Wow, what a bad ball, actually. Makes such a great run and does everything right. And the simplest piece of the jigsaw there is just 10-yard ball for Jesse Lingard. Excellent movement from him from the right-back position. Just unnecessary, really, again. Just lacks the concentration just to make sure that pass gets there.
Mendy. Easy again for David De Gea. Shaw. Pogba. Now Matic. Still some measured build-up from United. Pogba furious with himself that, having seen Young in space, he couldn't find him.
Yeah, that's a poor ball. And going back to what you just said just now about the way Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, what he said after the Burnley game, they lack the tempo. I think as much as anything, it's when they keep their front three in the game. When those front three are permanently charging around, chasing after things and having some service, they can make something out of nothing.
Now Pereira pulled back by Nemanja Matic. Easy decision for Mike Dean to make.
Yeah.
Free kick and a yellow card.
Clever play from Damari Gray, and no question there, Nemanja Matic is going to make contact as soon as possible to deny Leicester the chance to counter and get in behind United. If you're going to get a card, that's a good card, we call that. It's a sensible one to take, but again, and he's been in this situation many times before, he's got to be sensible now when he goes to ground.
Another chance for Maddison to show his repertoire of set-piece delivery. It ended up at the feet of Mendy. It's a decent strike from distance from Barnes. Couldn't get the ball to do enough for him.
Lucky. Nice strike, wasn't it? Delivery that time from Maddison was poor, but eventually it comes to Harvey Barnes. You see exactly what he's trying to do. You know, with De Gea, you've got to go almost for the top corner. He's such a good goalkeeper. He's so adept at flying across and getting his hand on something. So you're having to go right for the top corner. He's just a bit wide with that one. He's shown flashes again, hasn't he, that he's quick and willing to really run from box to box.
He did score 9 goals in that loan spell at West Brom in the first half of this season. A very creditable return. Pogba. Herrera, now Young. Pogba. United more than happy just to keep possession, even in their own half at this late stage of the first half. Leicester certainly had more of the ball in the last 10-15 minutes or so. Well, the referee just gave himself a little bit of thinking time there, but a yellow card is shown to Mendy.
Again, it's because he lunged in. Fernando Herrera's pointing to the spot where it's caught him on the foot, but yeah, as soon as you go in like that nowadays with your studs up, you know. Tell you what, I actually think he's a little unlucky. I do. He goes in with the flat of his foot, and it's just that momentum, it's just the follow through that ends up catching Herrera a little bit.
He's the 4th player to have his name taken, though. 2 for each side. Sanchez beating Pereira in the air. Back from goal scorer Marcus Rashford. Into 3 minutes of added time, which start with Leicester again surrendering possession cheaply in a dangerous area. But Rashford can't do now what he did earlier in the half. Make the most of a defensive gift to score.
Just like the goal, Jim, conceding possession in that area. Incredibly dangerous. Mendy let the ball get away from him. Rashford, a couple of touches, gets that shot away pretty quickly, and Kasper Schmeichel was able to see that one and get behind it, but to be so careful. And of course, they're on a yellow card now as well. You go galloping after that when you make a mistake, and very quickly find yourself getting another yellow and you're away.
Pogba. Not his best touch that time. Matic doing well to win possession back from Gray straight away. Here's Matic again. Under pressure from Vardy. Can Leicester create one last worthwhile opportunity in the first half as they look to get themselves back in at the break on level terms? And Didi for Mendy. Now Pereira. Gray in support of him. Vardy. Drilling it straight at Gray. Chilwell's header falling for Young, and now United giving it away cheaply. Gray. Chilwell making his way forward. Getting to the byline, it was Bailly in an unorthodox manner that got the ball away. Ball hitting his chest rather than his arm. And that the catalyst to a United counter-attack. Pogba finding Sanchez, bodies to his right-hand side. Couldn't supply the right ball. Decent opportunity for United to double their lead potentially. And now it's Leicester who come again. End-to-end stuff at the end of this first half. Barnes trying to drag it through. Mendy. Urged to shoot. He's only ever scored once in his career, so he thought better of it. Gray. Chilwell flashing in the cross. Lindelof's header. Pereira. comfortable enough for De Gea, and United will lead at the break.
Lucky. Great ball that from Ben Chilwell. Flashed that one across, didn't he? Just didn't have the bodies in there. In the end, the shot from distance pretty comfortable for the goalkeeper. But look, good start from United. Deservedly got in front. Could have been 2. Probably should have been. But Leicester have grown into this game. United have got a lot more to do to secure this, Jim.
Well, Marcus Rashford had missed a glorious opportunity to give United a lead inside the opening 5, but was still able to take another one to put them ahead inside the opening 10 minutes. A sublime pass from Paul Pogba to find him after poor distribution in the midfield from Ricardo Pereira. Seized upon by United, and at the break, it's Leicester 0, Manchester United 1.
Well, on his 100th Premier League appearance and with his 6th goal in 8 Premier League games under Solskjaer, Marcus Rashford proving once again why he's the right choice to be United's first choice, number 9.
The unknown beyond the horizon. That was once our frontier. But today, a new frontier has risen, and this is the vehicle crafted to conquer it. Introducing the first of its kind Lexus UX and UX F Sport, also available in hybrid all-wheel drive. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
You're a broker, right? Better be careful. We'll call this hole the broker breaker.
It's crazy. Why would they call it the broker breaker? Schwab.
$4.95 online equity trades on a satisfaction guarantee.
I could read.
That's a great offer. It's hard to compete with that.
Ball.
Ask your broker if they offer award-winning full service and low costs backed by a satisfaction guarantee.
I'm guessing your firm doesn't offer that?
If you don't like their answer, ask again at Schwab.
You have got to love this.
You think you're going to win? Nah, no one is as devastating as me.
Time for talking is over.
MVP versus Daly, only on DAZN.
Watch the biggest stars in golf with PGA Tour live on NBC Sports Gold. Stream exclusive featured groups on even more devices, plus get integrated scoring and more. Learn more at NBCSports.com/PGA Tour.
When your hands hurt, you can't
Premier League half-time presented by Volkswagen. Marcus Rashford has now scored in 4 straight away games. It is he who's put Manchester United up by a goal to 0 at the King Power Stadium. Welcome along this Sunday morning, 1-0 to United. Rebecca Lowe, Carl Martino and Robbie Mustoe with you. We'll get to those Geico first-half highlights, shall we? Rashford could have scored earlier, Kyle.
Should have scored earlier. Excellent ball from Shaw. No pressure on him. All sorts of options. And Pogba's run through the middle, gives him that space far post. And he's trying to just nod it against the grain and gets a little bit too much of it. Maybe Schmeichel on his face throws him off, but he should finish that.
Pogba ball here.
And the touch pops the ball up so he can hit that and lob it over the top. And the ball is excellent. How quickly he finds it, and it's a poor pass from Ricardo. And then the precision to just slide it in there. And I love the touch from Rashford. Just bends the toe up to the air to kill the ball and bury it.
Leicester's best effort, Robbie.
You know, I just think they took them a little bit of time to get going, but they ended up playing some nice
Vardy waiting, Maguire waiting. Maddison sending it in. Another easy one for United to deal with. Well, De Gea tries to get them pushing forward immediately. Here's Young. Well, United seem to have weathered the early storm in this second half from Leicester.
What they need to do is just get their forward game going a bit better. United, that final ball into Rashford or Sanchez, just not at the moment able to apply that, which is the all-important part for them. With a goal in their back pockets, if they can stitch something together of some quality and add to it, then they're very much in the game here.
Good play by Sanchez, appreciated by the United supporters. Chilwell cutting out the latest crossfield pass from Pogba. Mendy for an Ndidi. And Young's played it off Ben Chilwell to Manchester United throw. Still seems to be struggling, Paul Pogba.
Again, brilliant ball for Rashford. Stunning pass. And then since then, too many sloppy ones and a few casual ones. I'm sure that's what Nicky Phelan, Michael Carrick and the manager are just saying, that they want United just to sharpen up a little bit all round, just tighten up. If they do that, then they'll create something.
Well, there have been 8 league games under Solskjaer now. Pogba's contributed 6 goals and 5 assists in those 8 matches. Numbers which are significantly north of what he was contributing before. He started every league game since the change at the helm, having not featured in any of the last 3 starting lineups that Jose Mourinho named. Here he is again. Sanchez. Pogba continuing his run forward. Went down on the edge of the penalty area in the collision with Mendy. Play goes on, the ball ends up wide from Marcus Rashford's shot.
Yep, he's pleading with the referee. We'll soon see here. It's Pogba who just whips this one out to Sanchez. Just watch the run. Is he checked that much? Certainly, he looks like he may have been pulled a little bit. It's Mendy who was... Yeah, he does. He grabs his hand, doesn't he? He certainly holds him back, and it's... I think the initial contact would have been outside the box. He's on a yellow card, isn't he, Jim? I think he is, Mendy.
The referee let it go. It certainly did appear to be deliberate from Mendy.
Oh yeah, without doubt. He knew that Pogba's gone. He's getting away from him, and he's definitely deliberately grabbed him. Without doubt, it's a yellow card decision. He's a lucky boy.
Just a question of what Mike Dean saw. Not enough was the answer. This time he's had the perfect view of the challenge from Matic, who's also on a yellow card.
Ball's bobbling around here. Jamie Vardy can't really get it out of his feet, and I think he knows he's clever there, Vardy. He knows full well he'll take that free kick. It's a decent situation, this, for Leicester City. Perfect sort of distance to really get some serious pace on it, knowing that you can get it over the wall and under the bar.
Well, he hasn't scored a goal in his last 10 games. His longest run without one for Leicester. How his side could do with something here. Get them back into this game on the hour mark. Well struck, the wall did its job. And then the goalkeeper did a brilliant job on the follow-up from Vardy. Outstanding reflexes from David De Gea.
Because Ashley Young drops away, Jamie Vardy knows there he's in a good position, and he hits that so well. He really hits that well, Vardy. He's just unlucky it's gone right at the goalkeeper. You're never quite sure exactly where they're going to go when you spin around and hit them on the volley like that, but can't have done any more.
Well, Leicester will make a change, and that's Maddison's last contribution of the game, and he's going to be replaced by Rachid Ghazal, the Algerian winger. Plenty in the crowd unhappy at the identity of the player being replaced. That's the one Premier League goal for Ghazal since his big money move from Monaco in the summer.
It looks like Demarai Gray now will just come in one and sit behind Jamie Vardy. And Ghazal will operate down that right-hand side.
Ghazal involved in the thick of the action straight away. Here he is again. Shaw. Pereira striding forward. Ghazal. One for the far post. Barnes is going to be able to keep it alive here for Leicester. Now Gray. A poor shot from Ndidi at the end of a promising move. But should Leicester consider themselves fortunate to still have 11 on the field? This was the off-the-ball challenge from Mendy on Pogba.
Well, this is and we're seeing the referee here. How much of that does he see? Look, Mike Dean's followed the ball. He's just not looking at it at all, not seeing it. Sometimes a referee out the corner of his eye just might spot that, but he's tracking the ball, the referee. Look, he's only got focus, it's particularly on the edge of the box. You can understand that. Just in case there's a challenge that comes in, he's got to be absolutely on it in that respect. Mendy's very, very lucky, very lucky.
That could easily have been a second yellow card, and what would have been Mike Dean's 100th Premier League red card. Miles ahead of any other referee in that regard in Premier League history. Sense at the moment that Manchester United might need a second goal here. Ashley Young trying to provide it. Sanchez. Out of play for a United throw.
Decent ball in that from Ashley Young, but just a little bit too quick for Marcus Rashford or Jesse Lingard to really get in there.
Lost twice in the league since the end of September. Those defeats, both coming against the top two, and all season they've still only been beaten by two teams who are outside the top three. Let's look at the moment as though that record is going to be extended as we approach the midway stage of this second half. Eased in by Chilwell, calmly dealt with by Shaw. Two of the players in the direct competition for the left-back spot in the England team. Know that Steve Holland is here today, Gareth Southgate's right-hand man.
A lot of activity on the United bench right now. I think the manager just wants to pep it up a little bit. I don't think there's any changes that are going to be looking just to hold on to what they've got. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer realises that he wants to claim all 3 points here. They need to do a little bit more, United. They're just playing, I think, within themselves at the moment, and the manager wants to remind them just to pick it up once more. And the best way to do that sometimes is affect it from the bench.
Well, particularly when you have the likes of Anthony Martial that you can call upon. Fresh from signing his new 5-year deal at Old Trafford. Personally thanking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for giving him a little bit of a pep talk and encouraging him to stay and convincing him that it is the right long-term move in his career, and he will come on here to replace Alexis Sanchez. What have you made of Sanchez's performance on his return to the starting lineup in the Premier League?
Again, not really a significant change in what Sanchez is delivering at United. The odd little flash here and there, but still not able to really elevate himself above ordinary by his standards, I don't think. You know, you can never, and he's not being asked to play like a world beater game in, game out, but I don't know, just not really quite clicking at the moment for Alexis Sanchez. How fit he is, how physically strong he is and capable he is right now. Still not totally convinced by that, but he's had long enough now to start perhaps being a little bit more significant in the United shirt. Still not quite happening.
Harry Maguire. Gazal. There's a good touch from him. Young with time. Maybe not quite as much time as he was hoping for. Demarai Gray putting him under pressure. Barnes can't quite get it under control. And for Maguire, who might consider himself slightly fortunate to be playing today. He could easily have been sent off at Liverpool the other night. Gazal, second time in quick succession, doing well to make something out of nothing. Matic coming back. And keeping it in, preventing it going out of play for a corner, but his clearance only finding Mendy. Prodding it away. Barnes, still looking lively. Gray trying to set up Vardy. Back for Barnes. Leicester with plenty of bodies forward. Barnes went for the far post in glory. There's a goal kick.
Lucky. Got enough confidence, RB Barnes, to hang on to this. It's a good run from Ben Chilwell outside him right now. Could have put the full back in, but wants to just try and get half a yard and get the shot away himself. Certainly hits it well enough, but it's never really worrying David De Gea.
Excellent control from Pogba, whose movement now seems unimpaired after that heavy challenge. Martial's first contribution is to trick his way through and win a corner. There's the first corner that Manchester United have had since half-time. Going across to take it. Bailly making his way forward. Matic there as well.
See Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire there zoning on across the 6-yard box. Matic, Bailly just holding around the penalty spot area, just trying to get the run on anything that's delivered into that area.
United working this one short. Young and Herrera. It's clipped in for Eric Bailly, who's been able to keep it alive, but he couldn't find Martial. This is a blind touch, particularly from a centre-half. Lingard kept it in. So too Rashford. Now Shaw. Herrera. Under pressure from Ghazal, and the pressure was telling. Now Leicester can flood the bodies forward. Gray and Vardy in the middle if Ghazal can get it across. But he couldn't. United's turn to launch a potent counter-attack. Maguire read the threat.
Played well again, Harry Maguire today. Excellent defending once more. Chance that was there for Martial. If he maybe takes a bit more care with his pass. Felt he delivered that one for Rashford just a little bit too soon.
Martial onside, wins the throw. Lingard just at cross purposes. United's fixture list from here is certainly favourable. They only have one more away game against top 6 opposition. That's when they go to Arsenal. Lingard bamboozling himself in the end.
Mendy taking a chance there, look, trying to reverse that one with his right foot. Again, that's where they struggle a little bit, Leicester. Mendy and Ndidi have great energy, great physical qualities, but they're not the most accomplished at trying to take the ball in very tight areas and find a way out.
Unlike Herrera there, getting the better of Ndidi. Worked wide by Pogba. Martial's ball in, it was Pogba that was making the third man run, but Maguire got it away. Back from Rashford, holding it up well. Lingard forcing Pogba slightly wider than he wanted to go. Here's Young. Off Barnes for a throw. There's still just the one attempt in the second half so far from Manchester United.
That's that pass again there from Mendy, that's dangerous. Look, does he grab Herrera then when he runs off him? Again, very fortunate referee's not got his eyes on that.
They could easily have had 2 more yellow cards in the second half to add to the one he got in the first. There's a Chowdhury amongst the players on the Leicester bench, but Shinji Okazaki is going to be the next one on. And Damari Gray is the player he will replace. Okazaki, a perennial substitute these days, just the 1 Premier League start all season, hoping to end a 35-game goal drought in the next quarter of an hour or so. It's a very poor clearance from Schmeichel. We've got away with it. Ndidi, Okazaki. Romelu Lukaku being readied by Manchester United, but Barnes and Okazaki try and link up here at the other end. It's Young that gets it clear.
And if he just turns there, Shinji Okazaki's in. He's in maybe with an opportunity to have a shot himself from the edge of the box. Clever little ball from Barnes.
Crowd buoyed by this recent possession in good areas. Barley dealing with the cross from Chilwell. He'll get a second opportunity to deliver. 5 Leicester players forward ahead of Maguire. Here's Ghazal. Just eased to the ground there by Luke Shaw. There's another promising set-piece opportunity for Leicester here, albeit without the delivery of Johnny Maddison.
Of players and spins out round the back, we'll see.
Ghazal going for goal! Not too far away, it's another outstanding piece of goalkeeping from David De Gea. A man right on top of his form.
Anticipated that De Gea. He's on his way as the ball was basically hit.
Rashford in the right place to deal with the subsequent corner, but an outstanding piece of goalkeeping. Manchester United win a free kick. Foul from Pereira. Not the decision that was agreed with by those on the Leicester bench. United are going to make a change. Romelu Lukaku will come on for the final quarter of an hour or so and replace the man who leaves the field as the match winner.
Yeah, really good goal from Marcus Rashford. Brilliant finish to put his team in front. Never really got the service after that, has he? To seriously worry Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire. So now Lukaku again with just a little bit more to prove over these last few weeks. Comes on and just to see if he can make the difference for United when they need it now in this last phase of the game.
Lukaku on for his 300th appearance in English football. He scored just shy of a goal every other game.
There's nothing wrong with that, Jim, is there? Nothing wrong with that at all. And that's an outstanding record, but
still Leicester well ahead in terms of the attempts, but the all-important statistic not in Puel's favour. This is the kind of Leicester performance that's going to add to or alleviate the pressure on him, irrespective of the result.
I don't know, you just get the feeling that with Claude Puel, for me, that I think that it wouldn't surprise me at all if the club made a change in the summer. I don't think immediately. And after all, he's had some good results, some positive results, but I don't know. Just sense sometimes when I come here and watch this Leicester team, particularly at home they've struggled here and there, that maybe they're not quite happy with what they're seeing. But it's very difficult for them to get anywhere back to what they had a few years ago, that incredible season when they became champions. I don't think they're ever going to get back to that. But it's a period of transition for Leicester. That title-winning team is pretty much broken up now, apart from 2 or 3. This is a new group of players, a different team, a different phase. Someone's got to steer them through it. I'm not sure that Claude Puel's the long-term answer.
He's only ever beaten Manchester United once. That was in a Champions League tie when he was the manager of Lille. Best part of 15 years ago. It looks as though that run is going to continue, but there's been late drama in matches involving both of these clubs recently. Fox is on the front foot, have a free kick. Pereira was blocked off there by Shaw. Fifth player to receive a yellow card.
I mean, that's such a blatant foul from Luke Shaw. It's a lazy challenge. That's a challenge of a player who doesn't want to get across the ground and put the yards in and just track the runner.
Well, the last Leicester set piece was very close. The closest they've come to scoring an equalising goal. What will this one bring? Maguire again lurking with intent at the far post. Matic keeping a weather eye on him. Okazaki in there making life difficult. It's a free header for Maguire, and Johnny Evans fluffed his lines. What a chance.
What a chance. What a chance that is. It's a lovely ball floated in. Harry Maguire leaps majestically above everybody. Even if Johnny Evans mishits that, you don't even have to catch that perfectly.
Ndidi working it wide. Gazal has been lively since coming on. Back for Ndidi. Barnes, Chilwell outside him. Maguire. Good regimented, disciplined defending here from Manchester United. Gazal tried to find the gap and played in towards Pereira, and then Gazal is guilty of the latest poor challenge, which will result in another yellow card.
Just looking for that clever little pass. Martial was good defending from him. Gazal.
Pereira and Okazaki battling, and then Barnes involved. And the free kick has gone Manchester United's way. The decision met with the general bemusement by those in the crowd. Martial, Shaw. Okazaki, this time catching the man Matic. It's becoming increasingly fragmented, very stop-start in the last few minutes. A succession of free kicks being conceded.
That suits United, of course, and Leicester sensing that the clock is slowly ticking away, running down, so they've got to force things and get after United a bit more.
Well shepherded out of play by Ashley Young. Another chance just to ease a few more seconds off the clock. Will be a substitution first, though. Kelechi Iheanacho is the player that's going to come on for Mendy. An attacking change with 6.5 minutes of normal time remaining. One scored the winner at Old Trafford in a Manchester derby. And Jamie Vardy gets his instructions.
Says, get us a goal, Jamie. That's what he says on there.
Certainly, given the cursory glance that he gave it, might not have been too detailed. Another free kick goes United's way. Pereira at fault. Play restarted quickly by United. Here's Young. Matic. Young. Herrera. Pogba there in time. Lingard. United neatly working it out to Shaw. Martial. Put back towards Lingard. Away by Ndidi. Okazaki. Leicester still very much in this. Iheanacho keeping it in. Matic stood his ground well, used his experience, as does Martial, to win the free kick from Evans. We talked about Mendy being lucky and how he could have had 2 or 3 yellow cards. Should this have been a second yellow card for Nemanja Matic?
Wow, certainly catches young Harvey Barnes, doesn't he? Right on the thigh. Look at that. And again, that's if Mike Dean is seeing that, we'll see from this angle whether the referee, he probably can't see that, how much contact is made. And because the player doesn't go crazy rolling around, to his credit, Matic probably gets away with that one.
Did end up going the other way, that free kick. Lukaku won it cleanly. Pogba. Lukaku again drifting away into space. Chilwell absent without leave, and Lukaku forces a save out of Schmeichel. The inquest continues from the Leicester players to the officials, who felt as though they should have had a free kick upfield.
Good effort from Lukaku. I wondered if he was going to take Harry Maguire on, set him up and maybe drop past him. Decided to hit it with his left foot. Schmeichel always seeing that one and dealing with it.
Away by Barnes. Okazaki. Barnes going up through the gears has done well. They're ahead of Eric Bailly. Vardy waits for the pullback. Couldn't get it either side of De Gea. The chances are coming for Leicester, but they can't take them.
He's quick, isn't he, Harvey Barnes? He's direct, and he's worried the life out of Eric Bailly there. Then he shows great composure. That's a lovely cutback, and Jamie Vardy just hitting that one straight at David De Gea. It's got to be something special to beat that United goalkeeper at the moment. But lovely work from Barnes down the left side.
Has such a good record, Jamie Vardy, against the Big Six opposition since the start of last season. 13 goals in 17 games against the elite of the Premier League. Hasn't got on the score sheet today. And United can bring it forward again with Lukaku. He's got Lingard and Martial in there if he can find either of them. And the answer was, no, he can't. He has to get it away with Gazal. Barnes. Iheanacho. Chilwell the option for Gazal. Decent ball in, but the players have converged on the centre of the 6-yard box. Nobody drifting out of the far post. Barnes keeping it alive. And winning another corner. They still believe they can salvage something here. And United will bring on another body. Put behind the ball for the closing moments. Jones for Lingard, the change.
Yeah, that one is a tactical switch, of course. Lingard hasn't really been able to get into those goal-scoring positions at the top end of the field, so now time to take what they have, and again very aware that with wide free kicks and corners coming in, Phil Jones can add a little bit more presence and height at the back as well.
None of the United players expecting the short one. Gazal. Iheanacho got the angle on the flick on, all wrong. Ended up being a great defensive header.
Great clearance in the end, wasn't it, from Iheanacho?
Now Lukaku, and here's Young. United again committing bodies forward quickly on the counter-attack. One of them is Anthony Martial, and Schmeichel can make the save. Will United be left to rue the fact that they haven't been able to score a second goal? There's Gazal. In towards Barnes. Lindelof dealing with the threat as we go into 4 minutes of stoppage time. Last time that the two sides met here, Leicester did equalise in the 4th minute of stoppage time with a goal from Harry Maguire. Is it going to be similarly late and dramatic today? Young. Complaining that Lukaku wasn't really offering him any movement. Pogba beaten to it by Vardy. Great work rate from the Leicester front man. Barnes. Nicely done by Ndidi. The referee plays the advantage. Chilwell. Vardy's waiting in the middle. Iheanacho's there as well. Jones in the way. Repels the cross and United win a throw.
Shattered United, out on their feet, they really are. They're really struggling to get across the ground right now. Certainly the likes of Matic, Pogba, Herrera. They really look like they've run their race. And
the crowd are just alerting Mike Dean to the fact that United are taking a little bit of time about this throw. Gazal. Ndidi. Maguire. Herrera looking for Maguire, who's staying forward now. Iheanacho has turned it neatly to Barnes. No shortage of players to try and pick out. It was Matic who was back. Young does the rest. Back it comes. I think might not be in a minute. Here's Maguire. Gazal. Barnes.
Opportunity. He's played well with Leicester shirt today. He really has. It's not an easy one. Got to get right above that and try and keep it down. He's a big man, and that's... Yeah, it's a little bit too high for him to get the real power and accuracy on it.
A blip, the bandwagon keeps on rolling, even if it wasn't the most convincing performance from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United. It is now 9 wins in 10 games under him, to the relief of all of those connected with the club. Leicester was certainly game, couldn't find the equalising goal as they did at Anfield, and missed a few chances along the way. It's finished Leicester 0, Manchester United 1.
A very hard-fought 1-0 victory for Manchester United, and it is enough to put them into 5th place. There is Paul Pogba as a chat to Claude Puel on the field. That means that Arsenal, they can draw and go back into 5th. A really big win would take them into 4th. Arsenal will take on Manchester City a little bit later. So United take all 3 points of them back to Old Trafford. Robbie, it's result after result after result pretty much at the moment for Manchester United. How did you assess that performance, though, today?
That's very different. That's a very different result for them, and that's okay. That's okay. Not at the same level. Their footballing, their attacking kind of confidence, swagger. I thought they did look leggy towards the end, but that's still a good sign. That's probably, I mean, it sounds harsh, the worst they've played under Solskjaer. But that's okay. If they can grind out, not winning, great, because we know what the philosophy has been. We know what their normal level is really, really good. That wasn't today, but again, defensively stronger, give up a few opportunities, but when they needed it, they ground it out, and that's a good win.
They did look tired towards the end. Can you think of a reason specifically for that?
Well, I think their new style, for the most part, is about covering a lot more ground, but that's not an excuse for today because they sat without the ball through large stretches in the second half. And, you know, at halftime, we were kind of debating on whether or not sitting off and their intensity dropping was strategic or not. I don't think it was. I think Robbie was right. They just kind of faded a bit out of the game, found transition wasn't very clean, and they had opportunities to get the second, and so that made the day hard for them. You know, I agree with you. This is great, and people are looking at a managerial bounce, and this is more than that. But going back to Newcastle at the beginning of January, we've seen signs of stretches that are getting a little bit sloppy and a little bit disjointed, and Solskjaer needs to make sure he nips that in the bud because the results are great.
Frustrating for Claude Puel. Leicester have played quite well on both occasions, actually, that they've taken on United this season.
Yeah, I mean, last week, Liverpool didn't get... I mean, they deserve more points than what they've got. I mean, I'm impressed with Leicester. I know, I keep saying it, but their football is different. There was 5 players, 22 or under the start of this game, and they... From the middle of the first half, their football started to work and push back United. It just didn't get the breakthrough, but leave it alone with Leicester. I mean, it's going absolutely fine.
Yeah, part of it's lesser criticism of Manchester United, and Leicester, again, as they were first game of the season, were good today.
Yeah, frustrating, though, for them. They sit in 11th position in the Premier League right now, do Leicester. The Mercedes-Benz full match stats from the game. Both teams had 6 shots on target. Manchester United scoring with 1 of them and edging them out in terms of possession today as well. Let's take you, shall we, to Manchester for the all-important team news ahead of Manchester City against Arsenal, which kicks off at the bottom of the hour. We'll start with City and Kyle.
Well, a lot of the times we sit here and think to ourselves, what's Pep doing today? And I would say we spent the longest time since we've been covering Pep in Manchester City asking that question, because there's a bit of a conundrum here where he has Fernandinho and Gundogan together. Now, we've seen them together, but it's missing a backline defender where Delph could play off the left, Danilo could play off the left, Stones could play as a center back. All on the bench tells me he wants to go back 3 and show something different with 2 holders and wing backs, and Bernardo probably won't come back all that much, and Sterling won't come back all that much. And that frees up De Bruyne and Silva further up the field. But, of course, he could bring Fernandinho into this back line. We'll just have to wait and see how they line up.
We will, because he doesn't often share his secrets with us pre-game either. But let's try. Here's Pep Guardiola.
In your programme notes as well, you said, look, the league doesn't matter right now. Just do what you've got to
do their best. Sometimes you don't make a good performance, but that's enough. So it's happened. So the mentality is always there, especially in the big moments.
What do you think you've got to do to gain all 3 points against Arsenal today?
Make an incredible performance. So we are playing against one of the top sides and a good manager, and of course we are going to be. We're going to be a tough game, we know it, but always with confidence with my players. When our players, they can do very well.
Arsenal's lineup, Robbie.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier. Again, there's a change. It looks like it's going to be a back 3. Laurent Koscielny has recovered from his face/jaw injury. He'll play in the centre. It's definitely there's going to be Guendouzi alongside Lucas Torreira, Lichtsteiner and Kolasinac as the wing-backs. The front 3 could be in this shape with Alex Iwobi into the team now, in behind the 2, or you might see Lacazette number 9 as a central player and Aubameyang going to the left and Iwobi going to the right. But one thing's for sure, the front 2 are in great form. Aubameyang, 5 goals in his last 7 in the Premier League. Lacazette, 3 goals in his last 4.
Last time Arsenal beat Cardiff by 2-1, but Unai Emery said that they struggled a lot during the game. How's he feeling ahead of this one?
Unai, 2 changes. It's also a change of system as well today.
Good afternoon. The system for me is not important. For me, our way to find a way on the pitch is first starting with individual work, and then we need to be together, attacking moment, defending moment. Also respect them, but play with our personality. And our system is thinking we can be stronger today with this player on the pitch.
You have done it before, but to go with both Aubameyang and Lacazette, is that a statement from you?
They are playing a lot of matches together, both. And sometimes can play like a striker, sometimes can play Aubameyang above all, right or left. But I want to find with them the best individual performance to help the team.
Well, let's take you live to the Etihad. It is a three-man booth today. Graham Lasoli, Dixon and Arlo White. It's so hard trying to work Pep Guardiola out, chaps.
It is today, Rebecca, and just like Robbie and Kyle in the studio, we've been talking about all the different permutations, perhaps. Lee, is it to do with Fernandinho and where he's stationed, and the rest will make sense after that?
Well, it is, because it's to do with rumours, because if you see the team and you see who he's left out, you say, well, Stones is on the bench, Delph is there, Laporte plays left back, he can play there, he's a good centre-back, obviously. But Fernandinho's position wouldn't have even come into question, Graham, would it? Because it's kind of like, he just plays where he plays, right in front of the back forward, does a great job. But you get a few rumours from downstairs. I was down doing a pitch side hit, and all of a sudden, oh, Fernandinho's playing it as a centre back, and then all of a sudden we've heard from over there he's now playing left back in a 4 as opposed to a centre back in a 3. So
which
he's just kind
before.
Do you know what? Do you know what? We'll find out when they kick off.
We certainly will. Well, the great thing is, and you know, the fact that we're guessing means that Guardiola's been up to something, and it's all down to, I believe, what Arsenal are doing. So he's looked at how Arsenal are likely to play with a 3 defenders and 2 wing backs, looking at their weaknesses and thought, right, how can I best exploit these weaknesses? So in complete contrast to, say, Sarri at Chelsea, who's become very predictable and is being questioned for that, Guardiola's rolled the dice again and is going to hopefully not have confused players. They're good enough to go and deal with that.
But you say that, exploiting Arsenal's weaknesses. For me, the two full-backs, there's always trouble down the sides at Arsenal, and the 2 centre-backs, that relationship. And so to leave Sane out, I thought Sane and Sterling on one side today were absolute nap to get at the Arsenal back 4 down those channels like they do so well. And he's left one of them out, and you're kind of looking at it, well, they've gone with the 3, push the full-backs up. It's just made for someone to go down the sides.
How do we think Arsenal are going to line up in an attacking sense? It all seems to be obvious up to the top. Well, he's brave. He's gone brave, I think, in the sense that Lacazette and Aubameyang start Iwobi. So it's either Aubameyang up front with the 2 off, or what we saw him do last week was split 2 strikers when he needed to. So again, both managers perfectly able to adapt with their teams.
They both have to play because they don't get goals from anywhere else. So those 2 have to play.
Yeah.
Wherever they play in the team, just get them in because they need goals.
And like Lee said, Rebecca, we're going to find out when they line up very shortly. So join us for kick-off.
We are, chaps. Thank you very much. Robbie, regardless of how City line up, are you OK with the fact that it's a roll the dice kind of situation, maybe that it's a confusing situation?
I don't like it when Pep goes away from what I believe is his best system, 4-3-3. And listen, with this group, there is a way of doing that in there that we talked about. I don't think it's going to be that. I just think over a long period of data, in fact now with watching his teams, when he makes these subtle changes and 3 at the back and different ways of playing, for me, most of the time, it doesn't work as well as what he thinks is going to work. They lost against Newcastle United. Before that, they won a ton of games. And Lee Dixon I totally agree with Lee Dixon when he says about their strength in high, wide positions, Sane and Sterling getting at Arsenal. It's going to look different. So, listen, they might go on and do great with what his thinking is for this game. I personally prefer the 4-3-3, the normal Pep way.
Well, also how he starts is not how they stay. In 15 minutes, he could change it.
Yeah, true. From Arsenal's perspective, brave for you, playing Aubameyang and Lacazette?
Well, brave, but right. I remember the first game of the year when we were sitting there at the Emirates and with Arlo, we were talking about the new Arsenal. Who are they going to be? And it was going to take time to see that. But the second half showed us the Arsenal they should be. You know, Torreira came into the game. We saw Guendouzi and Torreira together. It was Lacazette and Aubameyang together. And we looked in the second half and said, that's it. And it took a while for them to get there. So brave because he's doing that, but brave because he's left out a defensive midfielder. I mean, and then he could play in this game. And Torreira's been playing more advanced recently. So this is a much different Arsenal than Manchester City faced first game of the season. It's risky, and I like it.
We know they have problems at the back, Arsenal. But on their day, as we have seen under Unai Emery, they can win games like this.
Yeah, we've seen them at their best when they've really pressed the ball and high energy, high work ethic and all that. That's when they've been good. And Emery in his pre-match conference did say
Welcome back here on Premier League mornings. The highlights of United's win at Leicester. Marcus Rashford's first half goal, making it 9 wins from 10 now. For Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's United, they're up to 5th.
Ron, something's going on at Schwab.
Oh, really? Thank you. Clients? Well, J.D. Power did just rank them highest in investor satisfaction with full-service brokerage firms.
Again. And online equity trades only $4.95. I mean, you can't have low cost and be full service.
It's impossible. It's like having your cake and eating it, too.
Ask your broker if they offer award-winning full service and low costs.
How am I going to explain this?
If you don't like their answer, ask again at Schwab. Schwab, a modern approach to wealth management.
Time for talking is over.
Here we go! MVP versus Daly, only on DAZN.
When did soup become this? At Panera, we treat soup differently. With vine-ripened tomatoes, signature cheddar, simmered to perfection. With big flavors, not artificial ones. Enjoy 100% clean soup today. Panera, food as it should be.
Hi guys, this is the Chevy Equinox. Beautiful.
Wow.
It offers a lot of great technology inside.
Ooh, this is fancy.
That's the available HD surround vision camera.
The top of your car?
Mm-hmm. It helps you see dangers around the vehicle.
What is that? What the? Wait, what is that?
Oh my God.
What is happening?
These are big alligators.
Now we're surrounded.
So who's getting out first?
I don't know, but we're keeping this camera on.
Start your party early with the greenest show on grass, the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Today at 10:45 on PGA Tour Live, continuing at noon on Golf and 3 p.m. on NBC.
The hottest new razor is taking the men's grooming world by storm. Micro Touch Solo, the hyper-advanced full-body razor that trims, shapes, edges, and even shaves with micro precision. Dual-sided German stainless steel blade. Shave up or down at 200 micro strokes per second. Snap on the guide to perfectly shape your full beard and keep new growth stubble trimmed exactly to your style. Snap it off and remove unwanted hair anywhere. Full body control with one tool.
Call 1-800-449-6554.
Or go online at microtouchsolo.com and get yours now for only $19.99. Complete with German stainless steel blade, pivoting head, built-in spotlight, and 3 custom grooming guides. The all-new MicroTouch Solo Full Body Groomer. The one tool that does it all.
The story from the first game of the day at the KP. Marcus Rashford so close after just 4 minutes.
Close, but should have done better. It's a really good ball in from Luke Shaw. I mean, that's a magnificent ball in there between the goalkeeper and the defenders. But, you know, a striker in that situation should score.
The Chevrolet man of the match, talk about magnificent balls.
Yeah, and there it is from Pogba, right over the top. Rashford goes through, this time he scores. Fantastic finish.
That was 9 minutes on the clock. I apologise to our viewers. 14 minutes on the clock. James Maddison with an effort at the other end.
Yeah.
Okay, let's recover ourselves.
Sorry.
Here.
Whew, okay. So the importance of good defending at the other end as well.
I'll take it. I got it. I mean, the problem, and we talked about it at halftime, was Manchester United just took a little bit of the focus off, the energy off, and this was a moment where they're probably unlucky not to be a man up, as that's a dangerous tackle over the ball, cleat exposed, and then Leicester just really poured it on in the second half and had much more composure than we have now, and just really, I think Manchester United were just kind of hanging on, and we haven't seen that from them in this new Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era, but they do have, and we said that at halftime, the best goalkeeper in the world, and he was tested a few times, and what a free kick that is from Gazal. Just angling to that top corner, gets a strong hand to it to tip it over the bar. And Lukaku came on in this game, got a couple looks, and this was his best. In transition, Leicester were going on to try to get back into the game, but Manchester United, 1 goal was enough today.
So it was. They hung on. Another victory for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. 9 out of 10 now for the interim manager. Let's hear from the match winner, Marcus Rashford.
Marcus, congratulations. How important was it to get that winning feeling back?
Yeah, I think it's, like you say, it has a huge importance. But for us, we're looking at blocks of work, and we just keep trying to improve ourselves. So the last result wasn't what we wanted, so we have to improve, and we did that today. Different type of game. I think it had different challenges, but very difficult. So to get the win is very good.
Your winning goal marked your 100th Premier League appearance, but what credit does Paul Pogba deserve for that delivery for it?
Yeah, I think time and time again, he provides opportunities for the team, and that's what we want from him. And if we can get him free as much as we can, then he can make these passes all day long. He'll find you, and getting the goal it sets it in stone. And we have to keep improving, keep doing it more and more, and hopefully we can score more goals.
Marcus, it was the assured finish that of an out-and-out striker. How do you feel your game is developing in that direction?
I don't think anyone grows up wanting to be just a striker nowadays. I think the game's changed. You want to be an all-round forward, and you want to be able to play on the left, play on the right, play number 10. Play wherever the team needs you. And I think what's happened in my career so far has enabled me to do that. So I'm grateful.
That's put you, 2 points behind Chelsea in 4th place. How do you see your chances of ending up there?
We just concentrate on ourselves, try and keep winning matches, and then we'll see how it pans out towards the end of the season.
A reminder, don't forget to download the NBC Sports Predictor app and play Premier League Pick'em for free. Unfortunately, through 3 featured games this weekend, we don't have any perfect scores remaining, but our next contest starts Saturday. So get on the app, make your picks for next weekend, and you just might be the first to walk away with $50,000. A new face for the Premier League. We may well see him get minutes today. Denis Suarez, on loan from Barcelona, is on the Arsenal bench at the Etihad, will be out on the pitch next.
Dare to be devoted. Jared. Give the gift of devotion with our incredible selection of jewelry, including hundreds of pieces under $2.99. Dare to be devoted. Only at Jared.
You should be mad they gave this guy a promotion. You should be mad at forced camaraderie. And you should be mad at tech that makes things worse. But you're not mad, because you have E-Trade, whose tech makes life easier by automatically adding technical patterns on charts and helping you understand what they mean. Don't get mad. Get E-Trade's simplified technical analysis.
If only there was a place nearby you could get one of these. Or these. Good thing they're sold literally everywhere business is done. I'm pretty sure you could buy them at a bank. Not sorry. Reese's.
With Zillow, you can tour homes anytime, anywhere. See the house before you see the house. And Zillow sends alerts right to your phone. That's the sweet sound of a new rental.
Move to the enterprise-grade cloud that's built to handle all your apps. The IBM Cloud, the cloud for smarter business.
How do you win at business? Stay at La Quinta, where we're changing with stylish makeovers. And remember, when the big cheese enters, be the button pusher, because leaders know the right buttons to push. Start winning today. Book now at LQ.com.
The rules of luxury. Look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't use. Use, but don't enjoy. Enjoy, but don't show it.
If you're going to follow one rule, make sure it's this one. Luxury should be lived in. Infiniti, empower the drive.
I think the Patriots will win the Super Bowl.
I'm going to go with Rams just because I love a good underdog. Get on the scoreboard early, play good defense, keep the ball as long as possible, to make those drives as long as possible, keep the ball out of Tom Brady's hands, and I think he might have a chance.
The Rams win the Super Bowl because I watch all the game. The Patriots, we know, is very strong, very good, but the Rams, for me, is very fresh with the tactic, and I think he will.
Big day, of course, for both types of football. For Manchester City, their next 8 tough. What about this? Arsenal, Everton and Chelsea. Then it's an FA Cup 5th round game. Away in the Champions League, Schalke. Then it's Chelsea, West Ham United and Bournemouth. Very busy stretch between now and the 2nd of March. Kevin De Bruyne, who starts today, he started the last 4 in all competitions for City. Not quite, is he, Carl? Back to his best.
Well, it's not only his last injury, it's a series of injuries, and also the form of Bernardo Silva. I think if you were to say one of the star players of the season, it would be Bernardo Silva, and there is no dropping David Silva. So right when they brought him in, Bernardo Silva, I remember us saying the first season, how do they get these 3 guys on the field at the same time? It's Kevin De Bruyne that tends to sit out, and we'll see where he shows up today now that all 3 are playing.
Yeah, I mean, he's such an important player. He's such a great player, this guy, Kevin De Bruyne, and if City want to go on and win this title, he has to be involved, Carl, and he has to be back to his very best. And, you know, we'll see how the system sets up today. But he is such a key player for Man City, and they've missed him for so long, they need him right now.
Let's not forget, Pep said, this is one of the best players in the world. And working with him day in and day out, we saw what he was capable on the field when they won the title that season. So we'll see if he can get back to that form quickly.
Earlier on, Robbie did some analysis on Raheem Sterling, Kyle. From your perspective, Sterling also not just quite at top gear, is he, at the moment?
Just recently, I mean, we have to remember that a lot of the season, he was the goal-scoring threat. And Aguero and Gabriel Jesus, and injuries and rotations, he was the one not even scoring goals, but big ones. And today will be interesting because if he is in a wing-back role, it may take him a bit further from the goal, Robbie.
Yeah, but I still believe that Pep's all about going forward, and there's 3 centre-backs, 2 holding players. Everybody else, including the wing-backs, will be allowed, Rebecca, to get forward to try and give as many problems to this Arsenal back-line as possible.
We mentioned before the break, Mesut Ozil last time out was not only playing or starting, but he was captain. These are his last 5 starts in all competitions against Wolves, Qarabağ, Burnley, Brighton and Cardiff. Not, you have to say, against the big boys of the Premier League, with all due respect to those clubs. And again, he's on the bench for this one. Today, Robbie, the Ozil situation continues to be a very odd one.
It's a problem. That's what it is, Rebecca. It's a very big problem. You don't want to play your, by far, most expensive player in terms of salary against the best teams. I don't know what's going to be the outcome, but there's got to be an outcome. Something's got to change there. Whether the manager gets more out of him, builds a team around him more to kind of mask his deficiencies defensively, but it's not good. It's just, what do you think, Carl? I mean, something's got to change.
Well, Lee referenced it earlier, where the off-the-field transition, and there's been transition within transition, where Sven Mislintat, who was brought in to try to help solve some of these problems and attract players, isn't there. So it's difficult because Emery doesn't want to deal with that problem. And when he brings him into the side, it's for games that aren't as big. And today, he's playing a risky attacking-minded lineup. He only has Guendouzi and Torreira, who will sit a bit more. So this would be the type of game size-wise and also attacking players out on the field-wise, Ozil would fit in if he valued him the way is sort of commensurate with his contract.
These two are interesting. Lacazette and Aubameyang, Robbie, very rarely out of form. Is that just simply the sign of a world-class player?
Yeah, I think they both are top level players. Lacazette, not out of form, but out of the side for a little bit, wasn't he, earlier this season? If Emery wasn't sure whether he could be in the starting lineup every week, he absolutely should be. I mean, today they could play as a front two. I think I had them set up as that way in the lineup, but Aubameyang could play in a wider position with Iwobi, so it looked like a 5-4-1. But it's a good test for Arsenal today, because City, I think, will be a bit of a wounded animal.
Interesting. We asked for your tweets and your Instagram posts using the hashtag MyPLMorning. How are you getting ready for this big day of both types of football? Quinn the French, my favourite so far, looking very chilled and ready for the game. Top 6 then, as we head into this one, looks like this. City a third, just a point would take them back above Spurs on goal difference. Arsenal, a point for them takes them back into 5th. We'll be in the tunnel with Arlo White and the players next.
humans like overpaying with Verizon, don't they know they can get the 3rd, 4th, and 5th lines free with Sprint?
Yeah, that means Sprint's unlimited plan gives you 5 lines for just $20 per month per line.
Really?
Yes, and you can save more than $1,000 over Verizon and AT&T with Sprint.
No way.
Robots don't lie. The man in the mom jeans is correct.
Switch today and get 5 lines for just $20 per month per line. See how you can save more than $1,000 in the first year with Sprint.
It was supposed to be a weekend of serious binge watching. But memories aren't made by staying in. Getting out of your comfort zone. It's possible in the award-winning Tucson, part of the Hyundai SUV family.
I've got to tell you something important. It's not going to be easy. Quicksilver earns you unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. Actually, that's super easy. My bad.
Let the NHL's brightest stars entertain you. This is NHL Star Sunday, presented by AT&T. Bruins, Capitals, today on NBC.
Get ready for a super day of football. First, a resurgent Manchester United line up against Leicester. Then all eyes will be on Manchester City as they battle Arsenal. All rise for a Premier League morning's doubleheader on NBCSN.
Stuck on eggs? Burnt on batter? You can't escape the nightmare of your sticky pans. Introducing the Granite Rock Pan, the world's most durable non-stick pan known to man. No butter or oil needed. We melted down these sticky candies in Granite Rock and it just doesn't stick. We cooked a half dozen eggs, bacon, cheese, and tomato breakfast with no butter or oil and it just doesn't stick. Plus, Granite Rock is metal utensil and dishwasher safe. Call or go online to get your 10-inch Granite Rock pan for just $19.99. And Granite Rock is so durable it comes with a lifetime replacement guarantee. And with every order, you're going to get a Granite Rock single-serve egg pan absolutely free. We'll even ship your entire order free. You get it all. An incredible value.
To order, call 1-800-781-5933. That's 1-800-781-5933 or order online at buygraniterock.com.
Down in the tunnel here at the Etihad, a very focused-looking Laurent Koscielny shakes hands with David Silva. Koscielny missed the Cardiff game during the week with a jaw injury that he suffered in a collision with Romelu Lukaku's knee in the second half of the FA Cup tie against Manchester United. But some rare good news for Unai Emery. Defensively, he is fit to start and to lead the Gunners. The team's about to come out. The champions Manchester City trail Liverpool by 5 points. Can they put some pressure on the Reds before they travel to West Ham tomorrow? For Arsenal, any points will be very helpful indeed in their attempt to break back into the top 4. City take on Arsenal after this.
At Booking.com, we can't guarantee you'll find gold on your Wild West vacation, but we can guarantee the best price on that there rental cabin, or any hotel, home, boat, yurt, whatever. Just don't get carried away with the Wild West thing. Hey guys! Get the best price on homes, hotels, and so much more. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
If you're going to craft a crossover for the city, you want to stay connected to the world around. You consider corners, not just curves. You let architecture inspire design. The first-of-its-kind Lexus UX and UX F-Sport with the latest safety system standard, best-in-class turn radius, and best-in-class MPG. Crafted to conquer a new kind of frontier. Also available in hybrid all-wheel drive. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Where are you?
Well, the squirrels are back in the attic.
Mom?
Your dad won't call an exterminator.
Can I call? Exclusive access to matches every week. What a goal! Visit NBCSportsGold.com for more info.
A cordial greeting between the two managers, Pep Guardiola and Unai Emery. A few moments ago, they faced each other on the opening weekend of the season at the Emirates. Unai Emery's first game, of course, in charge of the Gunners. That particular game went the way of the champions. Now, Pep Guardiola apparently spent half an hour talking to his team after the midweek defeat at St James's Park. When he emerged to face the cameras, he said his side were slow, they lost the second balls and they weren't aggressive enough. But they are only 5 points behind Liverpool, who play tomorrow at West Ham, and they have another chance to close the gap against Everton in midweek, the only midweek Premier League game that's been rescheduled because of the Carabao Cup final. So they can put some pressure on here. And thanks to their surge under Solskjaer, Manchester United now split fourth place Chelsea and Arsenal in sixth. A win for the Gunners would take them back level with the Blues. A lot of speculation, gentlemen. Lee Dixon, Graham Rousseau alongside me. Three-man booth for you on how City would line up. What have you seen early on?
Yeah, well, straight away, Fernandinho's gone into that right side, his centre-back. It's a back four they've lined up with the moment. Gundogan just sitting in front of the back four. And the rest of the midfield, it pretty much makes its own way.
That stays down. Bernardo Silva into Kevin De Bruyne with a back flick. And some early pressure from Manchester City. And they win the ball back through Laporte. The ball in towards Sergio Aguero. Well, it was 24 seconds at St James's Park. It's around about 50 here at the Etihad on Sunday. Goodness me, what a start for the champions looking to close the gap on Liverpool. Sergio Aguero within a minute yet again. City 1, Arsenal 0.
Yeah, well, we're just talking about the formations. Arsenal have gone with the back four as well, and it's completely capitulated. Look at the bodies. There's so many bodies in the back four. They fail to clear it. Everybody gets caught flat-footed from an Arsenal perspective. It's a simple ball into the box. And you wouldn't expect anything else from Aguero. He's the quickest person to react. It's a decent ball in by Laporte, has plenty of time to get his head up. And there's that stooping header by Aguero, back across from where Leno's coming from. Classic goal-scoring striker form.
Well, Graham, you can go back to being back at school when you pick your first coaching book up and you try to learn the game. And there was a lot of them in those days when we were kids. You read comics, well, that was comic book. That really was comic book defending. As you said, so many red shirts back, so many players not doing the job. Iwobi, what he's doing on the edge of the box, trying to play out there, got caught in 8 minds, didn't know what to do with it, give the ball away. And it was easy for Aguero. He's there, that's what he does. He stands in front of the goal, waits for the cross and puts it in the net. Pretty simple. Don't give him that chance.
Well, on Tuesday nights, Pep Guardiola set his side after taking that blisteringly early lead against Newcastle United. Well, it can work both ways. He said his side relaxed. They were too slow afterwards. Let's see what their response is here. And it looks like they really want to take a grip on this game. De Bruyne! Aguero went down. It was a challenge by Mustafi. He thinks he was fouled. He's looking across at the assistant. Martin Atkinson says no.
Well, he just made a little run on the back of Mustafi. And he just went out a shot there on the replay. It looked like he put his hands on him. Whether that's enough, we'll probably see here. Just look at the run there. It's a foul. It's a penalty. You do some stuff like that, you start grabbing shirts. you run the risk. And already the back four of Arsenal are in panic mode. And if you look at the flip side of it, City have started really well, load of confidence. They've now switched to a three at the back. Fernandinho's popped into midfield where he normally goes. So, you know, the mystery goes on as to what Pep has asked him to do. And it looks like it's gone now to a back three, although he's now running back into a four. Doesn't really matter. When your forwards are on fire and the defence you're playing against is playing like this, doesn't matter how your back four's lined up.
Well, it's certainly a response, isn't it, to the disappointments at St James's Park. And by the way, it's the 12th Premier League goal of the season for Sergio Aguero, his 18th in all competitions, and his 38th in 63 Premier League appearances against the Big Six since he joined. It's a remarkable record.
Just clearing up, we all presume that Arsenal are going to go with a back three and two wing-backs. As Lee's mentioned, I've mentioned, they started with a back four. They look more confused than us up here. And they've probably been working on this for the last few days, certainly. But they need to sort themselves out, Arsenal. They look so unsure of what they're doing positionally. And credit to City. They've got real intent of purpose in these opening few minutes.
Bernardo Silva, a couple of step-overs. It's Koscielny at the near post, who concedes the corner.
But it is, Graham, it is confusing when you start changing systems. They've been playing with three at the back, then they went to four and then back to three. And the rumours was it was going back again. And he's trying to settle the team in a back four from the training ground. And quite frankly, it looked like they've not trained together all season.
So Gundogan with the right foot. Good service. Flipped away by Koscielny. Ball's here to Sterling. There's a good effort, punched away by a diving Bernd Leno. Falls to the feet of Gundogan. That's a heavy touch. And Bernardo Silva won't get there.
You can see Arsenal are lacking in confidence, how deep they are and how slow they are to get out to the ball. Plenty of bodies, but that doesn't give you security. Iwobi doesn't go to the ball there. It's Koscielny who steps out, but he's got such a long way to come. Plenty of opportunity for Sterling to get control of the ball, get his head up and hit that strike with a lot of pace.
Well, it was 6 months since the season opener against Manchester City, Unai Emery's first game in the Premier League in charge of Arsenal. They are now 5 points better off. They're one position higher, or were at the start of the day. They're now the same in 6th place. They're 14 points off the lead. They were 23 this time last season, and both roads to the Champions League remain open through top 4 qualifications or winning the Europa League.
I love it, Lee, where, you know, you're trying to explain what Fernandinho was doing. It's so difficult, isn't it? But it's brilliant. They're 3 in possession, with Fernandinho stepping into midfield. And then as soon as they lose the ball, he drops back into...
Koscielny with the defending.
Into that back three. So two in possession, with him stepping up. And it's just brilliant to see. If they understand this and can maintain this, it just shows how flexible and how intelligent they are as players to understand what Guardiola demands from them match by match.
Bernardo staying very wide on this right-hand side. Fernandinho stepped forward. Bit of space here for Aguero. The flag is up on the near side against him. Lovely volley came in, just high and wide from Ilkay Gundogan. In mitigation for Arsenal, Hector Bellerin, torn ACL. Rob Holdings suffered a torn ACL. Socrates has an ankle injury. Koscielny his return. Ainsley Maitland-Niles is out as well. Nacho Monreal, who's playing left-back today, he's only just returned. He's had a couple of spells out with a hamstring problem. Koscielny's been out as well recently. Mustafi, he's had his injury problems. They all seem to be centred on the defence, don't they? A lot of Arsenal's injury issues.
Yeah, and that can be just a run of luck. It can't be anything. I mean, they all train together. Sometimes it happens like that, but unfortunately, as you said, the big players, Rob Holding was just coming into some really, really good form. That partnership at the back, Socrates was looking good, and then all of a sudden, but that's top-class football. You need a squad to be able to cope with that. Everybody gets injuries. You always think yours is the worst. You always complain about it. You've just got to get on with it. And it's the change in formations as well to accommodate players. Kolasinac not being a particularly good full-back is now playing as a left-sided midfield player, and they're always accommodating at the moment.
Here's Kevin De Bruyne on the left foot. He's had his injury problems this year, but the 3rd straight Premier League start for him for the first time this season, and he maintained possession brilliantly there. He's continued his run. A claim of handball after the flip round the corner from Bernardo, and the assistant on the near side has got involved and awarded the free kick. Well, he hasn't awarded it. He's told the referee about it.
Well spotted by the assistant here. He just leant into it, Monreal. He must have caught Bernardo running into the space behind him, into that channel. But again, you've got to admire City, the way they've started this game.
And now they've got De Bruyne back. They've got his set-piece delivery as well, although Bernardo might fancy this one on the left foot, or David Silva, excuse me.
Well, you can just see the avenue just to the left of Torreira's shoulder. De Bruyne just whipped it straight in that area, or as you said, left-footed towards the goalkeeper.
It is going to be De Bruyne. Look at that service. At the back post, the flag's up, it won't count. Laporte with a thumping header, but they held their line well there, Arsenal, and it's ruled out.
Love that.
Towards Aubameyang. The header won by Otamendi.
This is what they need, Arsenal. They need 5 minutes with the ball.
Torreira looking for Iwobi. Iwobi did well. Aubameyang claims of handball. Could be a chance for Kolasinac, and it's last-ditch defending by Kyle Walker, getting there just ahead of Ederson, and it's a corner kick. Arsenal's best moment so far.
Yeah, there was a brief moment where there was a little bit of confusion. Walker leaving it for Ederson, but then Walker does the right thing once he realises there that Kolasinac is coming in at that far post. He doesn't hesitate to put his body on the line.
The Uruguayan Torreira to take it. And towards the near post, the heads come in, it's the equaliser! What a response, Koscielny! A fabulous corner, flicked on at the near post, and there was Laurent Koscielny to head the equalising goal. What a boost for the Gunners on the road here, and what a 10 minutes we've had at the Etihad. 1-1.
It's all about the ball in. What a quality ball this is. Perfect. Little flick on near post, Monreal's involved, and at far post, just watch Koscielny peel off Sterling. Gets rid of him, he pushes him out of the way. It's an easy tap in with his head, but it's all about the pace of the ball in, the area of the ball, near post. Good little flick from Monreal. It's a training ground move. He's in front of everybody, and so is Koscielny.
Unai Emery enjoyed that.
You can't make this game up, can you? You literally... Arsenal couldn't have started the game any worse, and they're on level terms already.
79 more minutes of this, and we'll be rather happy with proceedings.
How's Sterling marking Koscielny? For the corner.
Steve Bold, will he have anything to do with... well, he's certainly got something to do with the defence, hasn't he? And set pieces as well, your old pal. Does he get involved in the organisation of those?
He used to be the guy at the front. Slightly changed now. It's a 3 foot high full-back, Monreal. It used to be a 6'7" centre-back in Steve Bold. He was the front man near post flick-ons, and Tony Adams would come in at the far post, so that hasn't changed. Centre-half coming in, but Graham's right. Why is he being picked up by a diminutive winger? It seems something's gone wrong there. And that's what Pep will be furious about. Attention to detail, who's picking up who, and I'm pretty sure on the training ground Thursday, Friday, they didn't look round and go, tell you what, Sterling, you go pick up Koscielny at the far post. That's definitely a mistake.
It's a new experience for Pep Guardiola, chasing in a title race. City led after 5 match rounds last season. They won it with 5 rounds to spare. In his previous title wins with Bayern and Barca, he led all the way. When he has been unsuccessful, a couple of seasons, one at City and at Barca, they fell away early and never regained the lead. He says it's a new challenge. He'd prefer it to be like last season, but he says he knew that was exceptional. Arsenal have a free kick.
Yeah, it's Torreira there that's been caught. But this is much better by Arsenal. You know, we talk about the tactical approach of City, the change in shape for Arsenal. There's the foul there. It's David Silva, I think, with the first connection, and then Sterling. I think Torreira runs into Sterling as opposed to his foul by him, but the connection by David Silva brought him down. But systems work depending on how much possession you have, and Arsenal now, they can impose themselves a bit more with their attacking players.
Torreira's service again. Laporte got that clear before Koscielny could get on the end of it.
Pretty brave in lots of ways, Emery's team, because he's basically playing 4-4-2. And he's just saying, you know, with the two holders, Guendouzi and Torreira, likely to get overrun in that midfield. City are so strong in those little triangles they make in midfield. You think, well, it's a brave call, but when you look at the team, he's got to get his Aubameyang and Lacazette in the team, because that's where the goals come from. Kolasinac, if he's going to play, you've got to play with three at the back and play him as a wing back, or play him wide left in a four at the back. So that's what he's done. And then Iwobi's got that energy to do that right-sided work in front of these back four. Lichtsteiner's going to need help with Sterling, so who knows?
There goes De Bruyne, chips it towards the back post. It's over the head of Raheem Sterling. Laporte retrieves it, Sterling in support. De Bruyne is still at the back post unmarked at the moment. The give and go. Sterling into the area. Excellent challenge by Torreira, who seems to have something of a zip back again.
Well, he read that
to the park.
He read that situation very well there, Torreira. Least spot on about Lichtsteiner. And to an extent, Monreal down this left-hand side, although he's got the pace, he's getting passed around very easily at the moment. That's where their vulnerability is. Arsenal is down the sides. City are looking to exploit that.
I just think that's why it's bizarre, really, why Sané's not playing for me. I think, you know, you get him on that left-hand side, ripping Lichtsteiner. I'm pretty sure that the full-back would have been looking at the team sheet going, oh, Sané's not playing. Thank goodness for that. No, that didn't cross my mind. I'm just trying to think what's going through his mind, and it would have been all sorts of torment. As it happens, he's got Sterling on that side. He normally plays on the right, so...
Tag up against Sergio Aguero. Just when City attack, Kevin De Bruyne is taking up a position right on the shoulder of Nacho Monreal. And Bernardo Silva's got all sorts of space on the right-hand side. You can see it in that picture.
Yep, it's loads of space.
Good line, though, Graham. That's one thing you've got to do against a team that likes to play a lot of little short balls. You've got to hold a good line and get pressure on the ball. If you can do that, bit of pressure in front of the back four, they can hold that penalty area, because they love to make those little runs into the box. That's twice they've caught them offside now. One from a free kick, one in general play.
Fernandinho, pressured by Aubameyang. Space here for Laporte, and space as well for David Silva. Ahead of him is Raheem Sterling, who might fancy a run here at the 35-year-old Lichtsteiner. Into the area. He was trying to find Bernardo Silva. That was well read by Nacho Monreal. Both managers outside their technical area, peering across at the action, transfixed by what's going on. Look at the run off the left flank by Sergio Aguero. De Bruyne has come short. There's Laporte, the low ball in, confusion at the back, but it's smuggled behind by Mustafi. It's a corner kick to City.
Oh, he gets a little bit lucky there, Mustafi. The ball so nearly went through his legs. Too easy down that left-hand side for Aguero. It's another early ball in. He gets his feet caught up there, Mustafi.
That's what happens, Graham, when you play 4-4-2 and you ask for your wingers to come back and defend. Iwobi now has given the ball away twice. Went to sleep there, give it away twice.
Ball by Gundogan. Falls on the volley to Sterling. Rolled down the leg somewhat. Here's Walker. And the cutback and the attempt, and Leno with the save. Nicolas Otamendi, who'd stayed forward after that set piece.
This is where Arsenal look anxious. Look how deep they are. I mean, they get up to the first one, second ball's played in, and then they all rush towards their goal. But they're outnumbered in there. There's so many players ahead of the ball for Arsenal, all watching. There's going to be plenty of opportunities for City if they can dominate possession in the final third and then cut the ball back.
first. As he leapt. Fernandinho, not the tallest centre-back, trying to get some leverage to get off the ground a little bit further.
Yeah, he jumped really early, Fernandinho.
And John Stones himself taking his seat on the bench.
Yeah, but Fernandinho, as we said, is only a centre-back. When, from a defensive point of view, as soon as they win the ball, he goes forward. You watch him now, just appearing there at the bottom of the screen. He's going to work his way well into midfield, not even just in front of the two that are left behind.
Well, he goes right alongside Gundogan, doesn't he? They form a little box in front of the two. The three remaining defenders, sorry.
And in turn, De Bruyne goes forward one, doesn't he?
Yeah. please never say that word again. When
did I say that? I meant on the break.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Doesn't sound right from your mouth.
Here's Gundogan. Bernardo really put in a shift against Liverpool in the victory here that has set up the title race nicely. He ran over 8.5 miles in that game. The switch by Walker. Here's Sterling. There's Silva alongside him. Looks towards Bernardo. The header back just evades Aguero. Guendouzi shows calmness and technical ability on the edge of his own penalty area. The give and go between Lacazette and Aubameyang takes over, searching for Kolasinac. And well defended by Kyle Walker. That's going to be a mismatch in terms of pace.
I didn't fancy Kyle Walker then when they met together shoulder to shoulder. Kolasinac has got a big pair of shoulders on him, but fair play to him. He won that one.
The English speedster beats the Bosnian Hulk. De Bruyne has just switched over to that inside left position. Torreira has invited the contact. It's subsequently arrived from Laporte, and it's a free kick, and Torreira stayed down.
I don't think he's got a lot to complain about here, Laporte. See Torreira grabbing high up on his left side, the glute there. I think he protects the ball well. Gets hold of it. There you go, Laporte's right leg straight into the back of him. Can't have any complaints there. This game is absolutely fascinating. If Arsenal can get a decent amount of possession, they can really hurt Manchester City. As you said, Lee, it's brave. The setup's brave. Kyle mentioned it before the game. Playing both of those creative players, it's a really positive move, and it's the only thing he can do, as you rightly say, because they've got to play to their strengths. They've got to say, if you're going to score 2 goals, we've got to be able to score 3. And it's going to be open.
The thing is about Aguero's on a run.
Put some pressure on Koscielny. Koscielny goes to ground. It's a throw-in.
We'll come back to that in a minute.
Bernardo is in some space there. The angle wasn't quite right for De Bruyne. So here's Fernandinho. Laporte, who's had a goal chalked off for offside correctly. Fernandinho again. Striding forward into midfield. Now De Bruyne. What a ball that is into Bernardo Silva, and it's tucked behind for a corner kick, but the angles there and the appreciation of them by Kevin De Bruyne are wonderful.
Well, it's all about the movement. They get Monreal to come out of position. There he is, closing down. Look what's behind him. Guendouzi, midfield player, ending up playing left back, doesn't particularly know what's behind him, and that's what City do. They drag players out of position, fill the hole behind them with other players making runs.
Mustafi there, he's a bit deep as well, wasn't he? Just kept the City player onside.
2 arms raised by Gundogan. Fernandinho's gone to ground, and Martin Atkinson says free kick to Arsenal.
Yeah, just going back to that being brave and playing Lacazette and Aubameyang up front, they're goal scorers, and this is the potential. There's a little bit of coming together, but nothing in that for me. But also, what this team, when you look at it on paper, lacks, when you look at Guendouzi and Torreira in the midfield, is where's the creativity going to come from? And then you look at the bench, you know, Suarez, Ozil, Ramsey, all creative players, all sitting on the bench, so you're kind of going, how are they going to get the ball to Lacazette and Aubameyang to create those chances?
Here is Aubameyang. Now Lacazette. Now Guendouzi. There's a whiff of an opportunity there, but Arsenal have gone back and City have regrouped. Torreira and Mustafi. Otamendi read that. And here's Bernardo, and Sterling's away down the left. Can he be found by David Silva? It's just behind him, but into the area he goes, being joined here by De Bruyne. At the back post was Sergio Aguero. He sort of peered behind himself, expecting Bernardo to be there. In the event, it was offside anyway.
Well, again, look how quickly City break there. Bernardo chests the ball from a Koscielny header. Wonderful pass through the lines to David Silva, but then the quality of the pass there wasn't quite up to his usual standards, slightly behind and outside of Sterling, and that allowed Arsenal to get back into their shape.
Food for thought for Pep Guardiola. And by the way, 50% of Manchester City's goals conceded in the Premier League this season have been from set pieces. That's the highest ratio in the Premier League. 10 of the 20 they had conceded this season.
They're the easiest ones to defend as well. You kind of know what's going to happen.
Aguero. De Bruyne inside of him. Bernardo outside of him. Running at Monreal. Aguero's making the run to the near post. It was blocked. Round the corner from Bernardo Silva. Monreal just blocked off. Sterling. Koscielny.
This is hard work for Arsenal. The wearing down of your opponent by City. We see them do it so often, but they've got a sharpness about them so far. Only 26 minutes in. It's real urgency. Sorry, Arlo.
De Bruyne is now out on the left flank. So Monreal can get closer here to Bernardo on the touchline. Strength shown there by both Koscielny and Aguero. Koscielny's just come away limping on that left leg slightly. Played by Aubameyang, and here's Guendouzi. Keep our eye on Laurent Koscielny. Space here for Lacazette. Down the line is Kolasinac. I think that was an attempted cross. He had Iwobi coming in at the back post and Aubameyang in the penalty area as well, and sliced it wide.
Well, if you have a look in the box, they weren't really doing an awful lot to get in. Iwobi should be already on the edge of the box getting in there. And it's a terrible effort at a cross, but to be fair to him, as soon as he gets into that area, somebody's got to be going, right, I've got to get in front of goal, because that's what he does. That's kind of what he's in the team for, putting those really good left-footed crosses in.
Denis Suarez, on loan from Barcelona, the transfer deadline signing. Well, that's ricocheted off Martin Atkinson. Here's Bernardo Silva. I think the flag would have gone up there had it gone through, and it's De Bruyne with the effort, and it was always rising.
Yeah, he's apologising, Martin Atkinson. There was absolutely nothing he could do about this as the ball ricocheted off him. Set Sterling up beautifully, though. Lovely first-time pass by the referee. And just that bit of frustration again from a City perspective, where they get into those tight areas. They're normally so good at that. Just not quite happening for them in the final pass before they get a clear shot on target.
Bernardo looking for Sterling. I know that by Kevin De Bruyne.
Sorry, Olo, I think you're mentioning about the lack of creativity maybe in that Arsenal midfield. The way they're set up, when they have looked dangerous and got at City, it's been a simple pass from Guendouzi or Torreira into the free man. Lacazette's dropping off, clever player, drops off into space, can actually receive the ball to feet and has got plenty of room to turn.
Given away by Laporte, tidied up here by Gundogan. He's looking for Sterling. Mustafi took control of that situation.
I don't necessarily feel that they've got to go over the top with that cunning pass or that, what we've seen Ozil do is best qualities. I think they've got a simple way of getting at City, the way City are set up.
So interesting about Mesut Ozil, isn't it, that he hasn't started any of the last 6 Premier League games for Arsenal against top half sides. And he started during the week against relegation-appointed Cardiff City and was captain, wasn't he?
He's special teams. That's what he does now. He comes on for special occasions because the manager doesn't trust him. It's simple as that. In the big games, he doesn't trust him.
To be fair, he's only getting paid to come on occasionally, isn't he?
Here's Laporte. Silva looking to tantalise. Into the area he goes. It's cleared by Torreira. Now Fernandinho. Attempted through ball by Gundogan, would have seen De Bruyne clean through, but it's cut out and away goes Guendouzi. He goes on the overlap for Iwobi. Still Iwobi, now Guendouzi. Back post is Kolasinac. On the penalty spot, Aubameyang. Here's Lacazette. Nicely worked here by Arsenal. Drilled across by Iwobi, but it was cleared nicely by Laporte. But here come Arsenal again. Who, of course, 2 games ago could have gone 9 points behind the top 4, but they've won their last 2, crucially against Chelsea, then against Cardiff. Chelsea lost that game to the Gunners and then capitulated at Bournemouth before returning to form against Huddersfield. So it's kept Arsenal in the hunt for the top 4. Monreal inside of Bernardo. They just wanted an option there.
Well, Lacazette's having a little conversation with him. He got into space, needs a runner. Needs one coming to feet, one going behind, and he didn't have any of that.
If Arsenal can win today, they'll go back level with Chelsea on points. Chelsea's win yesterday's opened up a 5-goal advantage in goal difference. Bernardo. Silva. Gundogan beaten to it by Aubameyang. Here's Guendouzi. He's growing in stature all the time, the 19-year-old. Isn't 20 until April. Kolasinac. Here's Guendouzi again. He opens up the play. There's some space here for Lichtsteiner. Iwobi. Lichtsteiner. Can he get the ball in? He does, and it's taken off the head of Aubameyang at the near post.
That is excellent football by Arsenal.
And responsible play by Iwobi as well, sprinting back to try and cover for Lichtsteiner, who was caught upfield. Now they're all back in their correct positions as City look to build. Fernandinho. Found by Torreira. Free kick to City.
Just going back to Ozil, look at the way Arsenal are set up, the way they're playing. He doesn't fit into this team today.
Certainly not in this system. 4-4-2, they're playing. Where's he going to play? He's not. That's why he's not. To be fair, he's not fitting in the other systems either, so...
Aguero on the left wing. Gets it back from Sterling. There's Laporte, joined by De Bruyne. With a deep-looking cross, and it's easy for Leno.
Gone a little bit flat, hasn't it, here, the Etihad? I think City have stopped doing what was working so well for them in the earlier stages of the game, which was outnumbering Arsenal down the flanks, runs in behind. It's all a little bit narrow now. You've got to credit Arsenal. They've got, you know, more of a foothold in the game, better possession.
By the way, whatever was ailing Koscielny a few moments ago, he appears to be okay. So that's good news for Arsenal, who have such terrible injury problems at the back. And indeed, looking for the surging run here of Sterling, and it's flicked away by Lichtsteiner for the corner.
Yeah, just a little bit out of position. Managed to get his head on it in the end. A little bit lucky there. Veteran defender.
But off his line, scampering off his line, the sweeper keeper Ederson.
But that's what they've done well, Arsenal. They've got their forward players to come back and help out. Iwobi came back, Lacazette's done it, Aubameyang, and then once Lacazette gets it here, it's a great little through ball. Just a little bit too far ahead of the forward, and the position of the keeper is superb.
That was the transition I was talking about, Graham.
Nice one. You said it again. I said, please don't say it, and you just said it again.
He thought by mentioning me, you wouldn't hear him or something. I mean, how good's Ederson at reading those situations? That's outfield play, anticipation, perfect.
The thing is with goalkeepers, when, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit harsh, he's kind of got nothing to do. And so the concentration bit is the thing he's got to do. And so being in the right position and sweeping up there, it kind of should be there, shouldn't he? So, but so often they're not, because you know, human beings, after a period of time not doing anything, you start to think about your holidays and what you're going to wear tonight, and you go out for dinner and stuff. Sure, he was thinking about something different then, because he was in a spot-on position, knew exactly what he was doing. And invariably, when he comes out of his box, he gets the timing just right.
You think he's already got his holiday booked then?
Yeah, he's sorted it out. I've just seen him on his phone.
Surprised he chose Blackpool.
Nothing wrong with Blackpool. You've changed, you have.
Here's Sterling. Looking for Silva. Nice bit of footwork by him. And it might fall for Bernardo, who's cleared by Monreal. Claims of handball. Martin Atkinson Wade's play on. Bernardo Silva again. Looks for the give and go with De Bruyne, who's battling for possession. But there's Guendouzi, and he draws the foul from Kevin De Bruyne. And he stays down, clutching the lower part of his right leg. De Bruyne with a few words for him.
He's had an excellent half, Guendouzi. Worked very hard for the team and made some really important interceptions. Good positioning just on the edge of the box there.
Yeah, it's the first time, really, they've got Silva into that little left channel. He loves to play there. Normally interchanging passes with Sane. But once he gets into that little area in the box, he normally knocks a great ball in and caused a bit of problems there, Silva.
Well, Unai Emery must be delighted with certainly the scoreline and the way that his side have played the ball forward at times, with some lovely moves together. But a long way to go. He says it's very difficult to break City's style and impose your own. Sometimes you need adaptation. And both managers have almost thought outside the box here and setting their teams up against each other. And it's a fascinating game, as Graham said a few moments ago. Guendouzi again for Arsenal, given away by City. And away goes Monreal. He does like to venture forward down that left-hand side. Guendouzi. Space here for Kolasinac, gets the ball out from under his feet. Edison made the save. It wasn't convincing. Here's Monreal again. The cut back. Edge of the area is Torreira. It was a good strike, and it was blocked by Gundogan. And here comes City on the counter-attack. Aguero lays it beautifully, as if on a velvet cushion for Kevin De Bruyne. He's just run into a bit of traffic, but retains possession and zips it out to Bernardo Silva. De Bruyne stayed down after a challenge. Advantage being played here, but everyone stopped. De Bruyne's back on his feet. Gundogan. Here's Sterling. Now Laporte. Silva. Sterling again. Run back by Torreira, who's enjoying a good first half. Iwobi steps away from Fernandinho. Doesn't appear to be in a massive hurry to get back to centre-back.
It's Torreira that's down after the challenge on De Bruyne. He came off worse, I think.
Lacazette
De Bruyne
as well.
on Lacazette.
It's kicking everybody, De Bruyne. Yeah, it's just one of them. You stick your foot in and clear the ball, then you get a whack on your Achilles yourself, and it's not a foul for me, no. But this is the little move they do down that left-hand side, and maybe a better option would have been a whipped crossing from Kolasinac, but...
This was a good strike, wasn't it?
Yeah, just laid it to him perfectly for him to get his laces on it.
Torreira's getting booked as well for the challenge on De Bruyne from earlier, now that he's got up.
He's appeared in every Premier League game this season for Arsenal. Torreira had a bit of a dip in energy levels, perhaps expected for a 22-year-old who had a busy summer with Uruguay at the World Cup and then the hurly-burly of the Premier League. Maybe getting his second wind after being used somewhat sparingly over the last month or so. Spent his fair share of time on the bench. Guendouzi's got a real confidence about him, hasn't he?
Realises he is, really. He'll make mistakes, and he has made mistakes, because it's an engine room. You've got to be able to pass the ball really accurately.
Terrific from Lacazette. Well, the idea was good, and it just sailed over Lichtsteiner in the end.
Generated so much power there with that crossfield pass. But again, they're switching the ball nicely, Arsenal. They've done that a couple of times now. Suck City into on one side of the pitch and then a couple of passes and open the other side up.
Lacazette with the challenge, and away goes Torreira. And here's Aubameyang against Otamendi. Takes a deflection and loops wide. Corner kick to Arsenal.
Really good run from Aubameyang. Might seem as if he's not doing anything, but as soon as Torreira wins the ball, watch how he just peels to his right. That gives him the space. You see it opening up. It's not a difficult ball to knock it into that little channel for him. He gets his shot away. If he runs straight there, he doesn't get the ball. He has to bend his run.
It's that man Guendouzi again, picking the pocket of De Bruyne in a very dangerous position in the middle of midfield.
Aubameyang, the fastest Arsenal player in the Premier League era, to 25 goals when he scored against Cardiff on Tuesday. 37 appearances, 5 fewer than it took Thierry Henry.
Took me 15 years.
Did you get to 25?
Oh, thanks.
Cross comes in, it's a good one, and it's headed clear on the edge of the 6-yard box by Otamendi.
28 got, actually. Like that, full back.
Not one in the Premier League, though, brother.
Yeah, 28 for Arsenal. Well, Premier League. What football did exist before the Premier League, you know?
But this is a specific record.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care. I'm full-back, he's a forward. That's a specific record as well.
Here's Walker.
I didn't score any in the Premier League.
I wasn't decrying your goal-scoring record, which was magnificent. Here's Walker again. Bernardo. Now Fernandinho. Space here for Sterling. Lichtsteiner goes across into the area, chipped in. Sterling continued his run. Oh, what a goal! Absolutely brilliant. Tapped in on the line by Aguero. The football was absolutely sublime by Manchester City. The switching play was excellent. And with 2 minutes remaining in this first half, City
the width really well. Look at Sterling, disciplined, holding his position. It's tight. It's excellent football, though, and that pass there, back and then forwards. He's onside. Lovely first-time ball, and it's a simple tap-in. The movement, the fluidity of the movement, that little lofted pass by Gundogan is exceptional. The control, the pace, that's hard.
How many goals did they get like that, tap-ins? Normally it's Sterling on that side, ball coming in from Sane. This time Sterling supplies Aguero, and because the movement is so brilliant around the ball, people lose concentration at the far post. That's why it's an easy tap-in. You look at Kolasinac and Monreal just standing around on the far post, nowhere near Aguero, not expecting it to come over. Should expect everything from this City side.
Heavenly football by the champions, and they're looking for more here. De Bruyne was trying to kill that into the path of Sergio Aguero. Vintage Manchester City. Not unlike the Liverpool equaliser here in early January. That was a crossfield ball and then rolled across the 6-yard box by Robertson, wasn't it? But it's been a terrific first half of football, and Arsenal, who've given us almost as good as they've got, they're still in the game, but they're behind again.
The thing with those sorts of goals as well is the players that are in possession know what's happening, so their movement is earlier than the ball's being moved, whereas the defenders are reacting to it. When it's moved so quickly, one touch, and the angles are changing so quickly, it's almost impossible to react, isn't it?
Well, it's a concentration thing, isn't it, Graham? You know, your back four is in that line. The closer it gets to the goal, the closer you should be to the man you're marking. And on that occasion, on the left-hand side, it was so good on City's left-hand side that they just fell asleep at the far post. And Aguero, he's not going to fall asleep. He just sits there, almost goes quiet because he doesn't want anyone to know he's there.
Aguero again on a hat-trick. The Lexus stoppage time is 2 minutes. And here's Bernardo. And there's De Bruyne! Sterling ends up in the net. The ball ends up wide for a goal kick.
Yeah, they're just pulling Arsenal apart from the width of their play. Very similar to the first goal in the switch. And what that does, it gets defenders shifted to the near post. And again, the far post being empty. There's nearly another tap-in.
By the way, you scored 25 for Arsenal in the league. 10 of them came in the Premier League, 28 in all competitions. Just to clear up that, you've got 10 in the Premier League.
Double figures. Yep. I'm not going to throw in how many you've got in the Premier League, whether you reach double figures or not. I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't do that to you. This is my friend.
I assume you're talking to Graham.
I'm looking at the back of your head.
Given away, so there could be a late opportunity here for Arsenal to build something. There's Atkinson. Who's he having a word with here, Graham?
Well,
Lichtsteiner.
Yeah, it was a challenge between Lichtsteiner and Sterling. Sterling felt he was fouled.
City fans on that far side feel that a few yards have been gained there. For the throw-in. And we've had the 2 minutes. And that'll do us. Well, a brilliant first half of football. Started within a minute by Sergio Aguero, and he had it a second just before the break for a 2-1 lead. Coming up on Premier League half-time, Rebecca Lowe, Carl Martino and Robbie Mustoe have first-half highlights and analysis. All next on Premier League half-time, presented by Volkswagen.
Something stronger.
Get in!
You built a pickup truck?
It's not just any pickup truck. It's the all-new 2019 Chevy Silverado.
Inside steel metallic. That's very specific.
Hop in and enjoy Silverado's completely redesigned interior.
I think we're in a promotional tie-in.
No, what we're in is the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever.
Emmett!
Okay, we're in a Chevy commercial.
I don't do commercials.
You just did.
The old crew.
Remember when we all used to go to the cafeteria and just chow down midday?
You mean like lunch?
Come on. Voted most likely to help people save $668 when they switch?
At this school?
Didn't you get caught in the laminating machine?
Box, have a great summer. Danielle. Oh, Danielle, control yourself.
I'd like to slow it down here with a special discount for a special girl. Danielle, this one's for you.
Dare to be devoted. Jared. Give the gift of devotion with our incredible selection of jewelry, including hundreds of pieces under $2.99. Dare to be devoted. Only at Jared.
Watch the biggest stars in golf with PGA Tour live on NBC Sports Gold. Stream exclusive featured groups on even more devices, plus get integrated scoring and more. Learn more at NBCSports.com/PGA Tour.
Hi, Katie Osborne for Endurance. You know, I realize how blessed I am to work around cars every day. With as much as we rely on our cars, we're keeping them longer than ever, which also means we're probably driving with little and/or even no warranty coverage. Whether it's a transmission, power steering, heating and air conditioning, or an alternator, parts and systems in your car are going to break down. And remember, auto insurance only covers you when you're in an accident. It doesn't pay for the repair costs when your car breaks down. That can cost you thousands. An Endurance Vehicle Protection Plan covers your repairs.
For a free quote, text KIND to 642-642.
That includes parts and labor, the mechanic of your choice, hotel and food reimbursements, all while giving you 24/7 roadside assistance. And that's why we say insurance plus endurance equals total protection.
For your free quote, text KIND to 642-642. That's KIND to 642-642.
Premier League half-time presented by Volkswagen. 3 goals in the first 45 minutes. The Etihad. City lead Arsenal by 2-1. Welcome inside our half-time studio. With you today, Rebecca Lowe, Carl Martino and Robbie Mustoe. The Geico first-half highlights of City have done of late. They started very early, Robbie.
They did, and do a great job here of winning the ball back. We'll go into Arsenal in a second, but there it is. Laporte wins the ball back, and then they're in control. Aguero stoops down low to head in the first minute here. But from Arsenal's point of view, 2 really bad mistakes. Guendouzi on the ball here. I'm OK with that, but Iwobi do something better than this. Just